How many people here are activators? Oh my God. So just a shout out, thank you very much to all of these amazing women. What an activator means is it's a woman who's contributed $1,100. It's an act of radical generosity. You do not get your money back. You get a tax receipt in the United States for that $1,100, and that money is pooled together into a fund and then loaned out to female entrepreneurs that are selected by those activators in a cool online process. And they get a low interest loan, which is paid back over 5 years and then loaned out again. We piloted this idea in 2015 in Canada, and 500 women came forward and contributed money into this fund, and then we selected 5 companies and loaned that money out. This is designed to be a perpetual fund. So it's kind of a new concept. The money is, as I mentioned, is loaned out, paid back into the fund, and then loaned out again. And our goal is to get to 1 million women globally, which is $1 billion perpetual fund, which we will pass on to our daughters and our granddaughters and our nieces. And that'll fund 10,000 female entrepreneurs every year forever. That's the goal. And at our current rate of growth, that will happen in 2026. So like 9 years from now. But we all know it'll be faster than that, right? Yes. I've started many companies. I've taken a company public. And my experience over the years for a long, long time was just like, it felt like a burden to be a woman in business. And I think you could just sort of go a little bit broader. It felt like a burden to be a woman in society in general. Like, it's just challenging. And I struggled thinking through, what is that all about and what's underneath it? And, it came to me one day like, hello, I'm not surprised it's hard for this to happen, because nothing was designed by us in this world. Like, nothing. Not an institution out there. Nothing in society was designed by women. We were not sitting at the table to design this world. And so I feel like we're at this incredible moment of disruption right now, where everything is getting redesigned. We are moving to a whole new kind of society, and you can just sort of feel the tension. I mean, certainly you can feel the tension in your country. It's just like this polarities pushing against each other. Inequality is insane. 5 men have the same wealth right now as 3.5 billion people. Like, it's over. This model is done. We need a new one. So stepping back from that and thinking, like, how do you solve this? Where's the point? Where are the acupuncture points, essentially, in the system that you could create disruptions in such that it opens up everything? And for me, there were 3. It was finance, education, and media. We need to fund women's ideas. 50% of the population have had their innovations sitting on the sidelines for generations. We have ideas on how to change things, and we haven't been able to get funded. And so if there was money available, that would be amazing to help those innovations. But it's just not enough from my perspective. Money is not the full answer. We also need to surround each other and support each other. And we need to think differently. We are not going to be able to solve the challenges that we have in the same way. So a redesign, a mindset shift is really important to this. And then we have to hold up the light and shine it on these amazing companies, so that there are examples out there for all of us to follow. So that's really, SheEO is like pushing the reset button on everything. If we were starting over again, how would we do things differently? Having been a VC and an angel, and an entrepreneur in the space for a long time, just to be super clear, nobody has any clue how to pick winners. Nobody. Like, we don't know how to do that. And I think the sanity of women looking at something and going, that makes sense to me, it's doing good in the world, I'd like to talk about it and support it. That's a sane way of looking at it, as opposed to like, hey, what's the market potential of that? And like, how much could we exploit on the planet? Like, that's not the way to pick things. 80% of purchasing decisions are made by women. If we decide that a company is going to be successful, it's going to be successful. And so we would like you to select companies that you're most passionate about, that you really care about, that you want to talk about, that you would like to be early customers for, that you'd like to open doors for from your network, and those companies will be successful. Everything here is really designed to create this space for women, to help women. And it's working. So in Canada, when we started, we selected 5 companies, and they're growing up to 500%. It's crazy. How would you dream differently or act differently if you thought you were surrounded by radically generous women? And I think if we come together and think in our very sane, practical ways about what can happen and get in relationship with each other, we can actually really do something different. So the goal is to create this radically generous community of women supporting each other and see what happens. And if you're interested in going on that journey with us, again, for those who are already in and for those who are new, we would love to have you join us.